the mix breakdown of BlaQ-Slim's Polo featuring ZeeBee. So you've already heard the song. I'm just going to go through how I achieved the mix. I'm not going to play the whole thing, obviously, but I'm going to go through probably all the tracks that exist in the session, and hopefully this could be a bit of help, especially if you are someone who's interested in this sort of stuff. So I'm just going to quickly play the short version of the song from the first hook up until, let's just do second hook.
In a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh, yeah, up and down, jangle wash. Ling lings, I lick gosh. She think and I'm George. Got her own man, got her notch. Riding in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh, yeah, up and down, jangle wash. Ling lings, I lick gosh. She think and I'm George. Got her own man, got her notch.
Convoy in a Polo. Hanging out the window screaming YOLO. What up though? With a finger to the po-po. Young nigga, but I got a lot though. And I'm talking 4 figures for sure, bro. Wait, whoa. When they come to the cash flow, we don't play around, that's a no-no. Cutthroat, see I move like I'm Pablo. Main O, they move on my say-so. Yeah, never let a day go. Bow that drip like I'm Fuego. Yeah, that's just the way it go. So we trading every day like it's payday. And we don't really play. Nah, fuck whatever they say. Me and my squad, we going way. Yeah, we going way.
Cool. So yeah, that's first hook to first verse. So what I'm just gonna do is explain how I basically set up my mix sessions and how I prep them. So what you'll see is on the first track or the first clip or the first channel, whichever language you prefer according to the DAW that you use. So I like to start with bass or 808 and then drums. In this, I've changed my workflow a little bit, but now in this instance I had my drums in green, had my bass in brown. That's just my color coding scheme. And then chant, which is actually a beat tag. I didn't use it in this mix. And then all my melodies and instruments are usually in either a hot pink or just a bright pink. Then I have sound effects here as purple, and then beat tag, and then I have ZeeBee's vocals here, this dark purple, whatever color this is. Then this purple as well, and that purple as well, and then the lead, that's BlaQ-Slim, and then back, that's BlaQ-Slim, BlaQ-Slim's backings, and then reverse reverbs, Adlib track, sound effects, car effects, that sort of thing. So if you've already heard the song already, so I'll just start here with this car sound effect. So that's that. I added that last because I felt like it was very important when it comes to adding imagery, when it comes to how you imagine the song, because this is a song that's, talks about, driving very fast cars, polos, and we know that polos hold a certain special place in South Africans' hearts. So I wanted to just get that in there, but it had to be timed with the music. So if you just listen to this, let's just start here. So that happens, if you look at the timeline, that actually happens in that gap where ZeeBee keeps quiet. So instead of adding a delay throw there or something like that, I just decided to go with a sound effect. And then the track up from that one is this one. So that's just a flame sound effect, especially where Slim says, let's just play that.
move on my say so. Yeah, never let a day go. Bow that drip like I'm fuego. Yeah, that's just.
So yeah, is he speaking about fuego? Why not add a fire sound effect?
Riding in a Polo, hitting 180 in the photos.
So now instead of using this sound effect here again here, I didn't want it to make it repetitive. So I decided to use a different one. So yeah, those, not to spend too much time on those. So yeah, that's what I added when it comes to the sound effects. Ad-libs, if you can just solo those, and then let's see.
Fara. March is the march. Livage. Hey, yo. Sha.
So you can hear that panning left and right. How I achieve that is through AutoPan. So this just comes stock with Pro Tools. So yeah, I just did that. So how I timed it was I just linked it to the tempo, and then it's bouncing on every second bar. And then the width, I didn't want to make it 100%, so I just took it down to 95. Then that's it, and then it's on a sine LFO. So yeah, that's that. And then if I play that again.
March is the march. Livage.
So how I'm processing that is, firstly, I am de-essing using Plugin Alliance's de-esser. I love this one. And then I'm doing a little bit of compression, LA2A, and then I'm scooping out a lot of the mids and a lot of the lows because I don't need that. I'm getting most of those from the lead vocals anyway, and so not to make them like the ad-libs harsh, I also scooped out of 4,000 hertz there, and then I am compressing hard, I believe, medium attack fast release with a 76 blackface. And then yeah, that's that, and then I'm just sending it to a reverb for backings, and then we'll also look into those, and a delay. So let's see, this delay is Adlib delay, so it's this one here. Yeah, it's on a quarter note, and I'm using the H delay from Waves. So I'll just play all of these. This is Slim's section, so I'll just go on to his verse, just loop around that soloed.
Boy in a polo, hanging out the window screaming YOLO. What up though, with a finger to the po-po. Young nigga, but I got a lot.
I mean, initially what I did on the first mix, before turning in this mix to BlaQ-Slim, the ad-libs were lower in volume, because generally my approach with ad-libs is I don't want them to take over the lead and distract your ear from basically listening or hearing what the artist is saying. But then it was important to actually have the ad-libs loud in the mix, because of the part that they are playing and their intention in the song. So I always lean more towards what the song needs more than, technicalities and whatnot. So I'm just going to look into how I process the lead vocals. So same thing with the lead vocals. I'm de-essing first. And I think I'm de-essing because, we initially recorded this song early 2020, so it's a very old recorded song, even though it has a fresh feel, and then I think at that time, if I'm not mistaken, I probably used a cheap SE X1 mic, so it was like super brittle sounding. I'm sure I used that. So yeah, I had to take out a lot of the sibilances. So I use this de-esser, and followed by LA2A, again almost the same thing really, You'll see as well I'm scooping a lot out of that 500 area. So I think the characteristics of the microphone that I was using on Slim at the time had these qualities, so I had to scoop those out. And then I'm also compressing them, and I have sending that to a slab delay, sending that to a reverb, and then also a widener. So I'll check those out at the end of this. So I'll just go there again and just listen.
Boy in a polo, hanging out the window screaming YOLO. What up though, with a finger to the po-po. Young nigga, but I got a lot though. And I'm talking 4 figures for sure, bro. Wait, whoa, when they come to the cash flow, we don't play around, that's a no-no. Cutthroat, see I move like I'm Pablo. Main O, they move on my say-so. Yeah, never let a day go.
So if I just quickly do this, and if you listen to the lead vocal without the processing.
Boy in a polo, hanging out the window screaming YOLO. What up though, with a finger to the po-po. Young nigga, but I got a lot though. And I'm talking 4 figures for sure, bro. Wait, whoa, when they come to the cash flow, we don't play around, that's a no-no. Cutthroat, see I move like I'm Pablo. Main O, they move on my say-so. Yeah, never let a day go. Bow that drip like I'm Fuego. Yeah, that's just the way it go. See we trading every day like it's payday. And we don't really play. Nah, fuck.
So that's that. Then I'm just gonna quickly move on to ZeeBee's vocals. So just gonna do this. Let's just solo those out and then go loop a hook section. With ZeeBee's vocals, I think these came in processed. A lot of musicians nowadays will, especially if it's a feature situation, they will process the vocals the way they prefer to have them processed, especially guys who use a lot of auto-tune. They have a certain way of processing vocals that they prefer. So usually I don't mind if an artist sends me processed vocals. So, but it'll be processed vocals and dry vocals at the same time, so that I can see if I can match that feeling. If I can't, then I'll just 90% of the time just stick to the processed vocals and then just try to fit them into the song. There's no shame in that. Just do what actually works and serve the song more than your ego really as an engineer. So let's just check those out.
Riding in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh, up and down, check up.
So I'm just going to bypass the chain and then see what's actually going on with this. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and just kill the. I know there's a shortcut to doing this, but I haven't learned it yet.
Riding in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh, up and down, check out Vosh. Linglings are like gosh. She think and I'm Josh. Got our own man, got our notch.
So there is a little bit of processing, but I just started out with a pitch correction plugin. So this one is Waves Tune Real Time. But in the original song, I used Auto-Tune's EFX Plus. But I was using it on a subscription basis, and I prefer buying my own plugins. So the whole subscription model doesn't really work for me. So I ended up killing that and replacing the plugin with this one, which works too. And then from there on, I'm doing compression through RVox. And then what I'm doing here is that I'm also gating, not just compressing, but also gating some of those. If you listen to the background, you'll just, in the lead, in ZeeBee's lead, you'll hear that there is there's headphone bleed coming into the microphone. I think he had his headphone amp turned up really high.
Riding in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh, up and down, check out Vosh. Linglings are like gosh.
It's very faint, but it's there. So if I just turn this off, you'll hear it.
Putting in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines,
So you can like hear, if you listen closely, you can actually hear like the top end of the beat, mostly the hi-hats and whatnot, but they do creep into the vocals anyway. So I had to take those out, and then I am using a channel strip, an SSL channel strip, and with this one, what am I doing? Okay, cool. So I am high passing firstly, and I'm not doing any compression on here, just high passing there. I am also scooping out some mids, some harsh mids, around the 3000 hertz area, and then I'm also scooping out some, let's see, some 266. So that's like that boxiness sound that you get out of vocals. So I'm scooping those out, and then also just killing some of the lows around 200. So that's what I'm doing there. And I could have used any other plugin, but I just prefer to use this one. And then I know a lot of guys do parallel compression, where they would send a signal from the original track and then send it to a super hard and harsh compression, and then blend those two knobs together. But I prefer using this MV2. This is my way of actually controlling the dynamics of a vocal easily, instead of creating, you know, a lot of tracks in my session. So let's just check that out.
Putting in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Up and down, jangawash.
So as you can hear, what's happening is the dynamics are almost being squashed, so to speak, right? So I'm bringing the low parts up, and I'm bringing the high parts down, and then almost sausaging the audio, and just also leveling as well when it comes to the output, so that it doesn't sound better simply because it's louder. And on the backings, ZeeBee's backings, let's see that. Just gonna go here.
Jangawash, wash, gosh, gosh. Got a notch. Jangawash. Wash.
So as you can see and you can hear, it's coming from the left side. So initially this track is a mono track, and ZeeBee sent in a lot of backings to achieve the whole stereo thing, but I ended up using one that I felt was best out of all of them, and added my processing onto that just to make it sound wider and whatnot. And the reason why I did that was because it felt clouded, and I didn't want to cloud the mix. It's important for me that you hear every single word said in the song and you can make sense of it. So what did I do? I did pitch correction, same with Waves tune real time, and you can see that I have very harsh or fast or very hard settings, and all of this is contextual, obviously, so don't just use these settings without listening to what the song needs. So but I knew that ZeeBee had originally, when I listened to the reference, had already gone for this type of setting, so I wanted to achieve and keep that as well. So yeah, that's pitch correction. I'm doing de-essing, I am compressing, I am EQing. So this EQ I believe is the same as what I have on Slim's EQ. I might have just copied across. And then also compression. So this one is fast attack, fast release. So yeah, And you might be wondering now as to where. Okay, and then I'm also using some excitement, using this vintage oral exciter plugin just to bring life to this track. So if I just bypass it, so you can hear it's just a bit brighter without using EQ and making things sound sharp. So what I was saying is, you might be wondering where the whole stereo thing comes in, and it's actually through Wider. So this is a free plugin, Infected Mushroom by Polyverse. So I think you can get this for both Windows and Mac, but this is a free plugin. So instead of taking it all the way to 100%, I'm just using like 50% of it. So just listen to this. If I exaggerated, so you can hear it lives on the edges of the speaker, but I'm not looking for that with this, because the reason why I don't want to make it to sound it so that it sounds too wide is because I have ad-libs and delays going on those parts of the sound stage, so I don't want things clashing with each other. So the ad-libs, same situation, pitch correction, I'm de-essing, compressing, EQing, and also compressing at the end. So that's that, and I'm just gonna play everything again so that you can hear what's going on. And this hook here.
In a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo, speed cameras take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh, yeah, up and down, jingle wash. The names are like gosh. She think I'm Josh. Got our own man, got our notch. Wedding in a Polo.
And then another thing that I added that was an extra to this, which didn't exist initially, was this reverse reverb effect. And what it's doing is that I felt like the song was too bare, and then it needed a sense of anticipation, so to speak, you know. So I just added that. So if you just listen to this, so it's just doing that. And then, but if I added with the so it's very subtle, but it's there. I would have probably exaggerated it, but I decided to just keep everything subtle. So now we're just going to move straight to the beat. I'm just going to go to all my Vox bars, just mute that and play the beat as it is. So maybe just start here and take it there. First Pro Tools error. Nice. So what did I do? I'm not doing a lot of processing on this beat, simply because I felt like it didn't need it, and I'm only processing certain parts in the beat. But the overall instrumental bus, I am doing a little bit of compression, using a tape plugin emulation from Waves. This is the Kramer master tape, followed by an EQ. So as you can see, it's just a small dip around 106. I felt like maybe that was too bassy the time, and then I'm using an auto key just to get the key of the beat, so that I know what key the beat is made in, and then I can input the right key into my pitch correction, which is how, you know, pitch correction works really, if you want it to work properly. So let's see, this is my 808. If I solo that, So without processing, not too different. If I add processing, so it has a little bit of a bite to it and body. So let's see what I'm doing. I am adding saturation using Soft Tube saturation knob. This is a free plugin. You can get it for free from Soft Tube. So without it, with it, you can hear those harmonics that it's adding on top. And then doing the same thing as you saw on the instrumental bass, but there was a little bit of, I think, too much low end there. So let's see if I bypass. So solo, it doesn't sound too bad, but obviously in the context of the mix, I'm not trying to mix in solo, so I'm just trying to make sure everything fits with everything else. So it doesn't matter if it sounds good in solo. If it doesn't fit into the mix, then that processing has to go. And then I'm using a saturation plugin again, so 2 saturation plugins that I'm using here. Let's see, I think this was on the default. I don't think I've messed too much with this, except for the output. I think I adjusted the output, but let's see what it's doing. This is from Brainworks through Plugin Alliance. So let's see, bypassed. Yeah, it's more, it's fat. It has more body to it, a little bit of bite as well, but that's that. I'm still learning this plugin, by the way, so I can't really speak much on it. And then from there, it's the clap. What am I doing with the clap? I am taking out 200. So let's see. Yeah, so it's just a bit brighter. I think it was chunky, if that's the word, you know. So I'm just taking out 200 there, and then the hi-hats. So I think I left the snare. Yeah, I left the snare as it is. Then the hi-hats, I'm scooping everything below. What is this? What's this frequency? So yeah, 2000 hertz, scooping everything out of there, and then adding a little bit of bite with this plugin here. Also, this is another like magic plugin, so to speak. So I'm not I'll speak more on that as to like what magic plugins are to me or whatever, but this is adding a little bit of hi-hat sizzle that I felt like the track needed. And then the melody, this is the main sample, so yeah, you can see some drastic stuff that I'm doing here. So I'm scooping out. What you'll see here is that I'm using this in mid-side mode, and I'm scooping out of the main melody. I'm scooping out stuff out of this area here because this is where my vocals are living. So it felt like this needed to get out. And then also in the mids though, do a high pass closer to 100, like at 94 hertz. And then be a solo, and then I'm just using it as a widener. And yeah, I think that's it. And then let's just check out my effects before we go to my Masterbus. So just to give you a recap, I'm just gonna play this again.
Yeah, that's just the way it go. So we treating every day like it's payday, and we don't really play. Nah, fuck whatever they say. Me and my squad, we going way, yeah, we going way.
Riding in a Polo, hitting 180 in a photo. Speed cameras, take a photo. We pay our fines, we be mojo. Oh yeah, up and down, jingle wash. Ling lings, I look gosh. She think and I'm Josh. Got our own man, got our notch. Riding in a Polo.
So that's just a quick reminder. So yeah, using a delay slap at 16th notes. I have, and these effects, they change. I don't have them in my template. They change from song to song. And then I have a reverb, a plate for the lead. I have a widener, which I'm using soft tubes, not actually soft tubes, excuse me, Soundtoys Microshift. But before that, I'm scooping out a lot of the mids, like the lower mids. I'm scooping those out because for me to widen stuff out, I'll usually imagine widening happening on the higher mids towards the higher frequencies instead of, you know, low frequencies and whatnot, because that would muddy up the mix. That's just my opinion. And also it's not a hard rule that I live by. If a song requires me to not do the scoop, then I'll do it. And then I have a reverb for the back vocals, and then I have an Adlib delay, which is what I showed earlier, a quarter note, and then I'm also widening those quarter notes using this default stereo width plugin from Air. And lastly is Vox Delay 3. So that's just another delay at quarter note dotted. So let's see. Let's just check out my 2-bus, my Masterbus. I have Fresh Air by Slate. This is a free plugin. I think I got this before because this is an old mix. So when it came out, I put that on there. But my current plugin for this, what I'm using with this is I use the Mag EQ4. Then from there on, I have the TG mastering chain plugin from Waves. With this one, I usually default to the more depth and width preset, and I'll tweak it to taste. I'm not sure if I did with this one, I can't remember, but yeah, that's what I used. And my secret sauce, if I want to get my mix to sound a bit smoother and not harsh on the ears, and without using de-essers and whatnot, I use Sooth 2. Very expensive plugin, but worth every cent. And for my limiting, I'm just using L1 from Waves on the true peak setting, the domain. And then let's see what LUFS I'm actually gunning for. And then lastly, this is just a metering plugin. This is from Plugin Alliance. I think this is the first plugin I bought from them. Great for metering. I mean, it gives you like loudness readings, dynamics, stereo image, correlation to check if you are in phase or not, a spectrum analyzer, and you can also do a playback A and B thing in it. So yeah, it's also worth buying. So I would actually suggest you get this. Let's just see what I'm gunning for when it comes to the loudness. I think it says here -4 RMS, so it's very loud.
Move on my say so. Yeah, never let a day go. Bow that drip like I'm fuego. Yeah, that's just the way it go. So we trading every day like it's payday. And we don't really play. Nah, fuck whatever they say. Me and my squad, we going way. Yeah, we going way.
Riding in a Polo. Hitting 180 in a photo. Speed cameras, take a photo. We pay our fine.
So what you'll see is that I'm going into the red, right? What this metering is set to is a Spotify target level, which is -14 LUFS. However, I can go or push the mix louder, because in any case, whatever platform the song eventually gets on, it'll be normalized in that platform, right? However, this is a dynamic song, so it's not like I'm getting LUFS or above LUFS throughout. It's only at certain points. So yeah, I was brave enough, just pushed it as hard as I can. So that's the mix. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below. Whether you have any questions regarding the mix, or whatever questions you may have regarding the mix that you are working on.